This is the Fight Fan with your host, Pete Hoffman, and I am honored right now to be joined by someone I can call a friend, my boy Eddie Kingston, joining us right now. What's up, Eddie? How we doing, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. Like I said before we went on the air, man, for the people that don't know, me and Pete go elementary school days. You know what I mean? Getting in trouble.
Dude, so this is not from me. This is from everybody that whenever I go, Eddie Kingston, do you guys know Eddie Kingston? Dude, the best talker on the mic by far in wrestling these days, dude. I remember you from way back when. This is who you are. This is who you were. I remember going to your house, you're on the couch doing crazy ass moves off the couch, and now you're living the dream. Tell me how this went down. How did you do? This is incredible.
Oh man, so you know what I mean? I know we all, like, everyone loses contact when you're a kid, and then you move on to high school, and then like myself, you get kicked out of a bunch of high schools. And then you just lose track. But no, man, I got out of high school, and I was on my ironworking job, and I just saw a bunch of, and I was like, oh, I guess this is my career now. And I saw a bunch of older guys who shouldn't be working, but they were working because they spent all their pension or whatever you want to call it already. And they're coughing up lungs and drinking on the job site and just spitting up fucking blood. And I was like, I don't know, man. There got to be something more than this. And then I just went on. You know me. I've always loved professional wrestling. It's all I ever wanted to do. So randomly on AOL, folks. Yep, I'm dating myself. AOL dial-up with the little guy had to run, and you heard the noise all the time. I looked up pro wrestling schools, found one in New Jersey, and that was it. I went there, got kicked out of there, surprise. And then I went to Chikara, and then that's where everything kind of took off in PA.
Dude, that's awesome. It's amazing. And your climb has been unbelievable. You've dreamed about, you've watched these people on TV, and now you're working with them. Like, tell me that. How surreal is that for you?
When I talk to Arn Anderson, when I talk to Arn, it's a trip. When I talk to Tully, it's a trip. All those guys, you know what I mean? And I ask them for advice and talk to them and see what they say. It's insane. You know what I mean? I would have never thought it. I was like, what? You know what I mean? And, a lot of the guys in the AEW locker room, I've known them, a lot of those guys since they first started. And I would be in the locker room with them. And so I'm happy to see them there. And then I walk in and I felt like, oh, okay. I felt like I belonged because I knew all these guys already. Even the WWE guys, I was on the indies with them before they went to WWE.
Right, dude, it's a small community, right? It's not saying it's a small community because everyone's trying to do it. There's a ton of people that are trying to do it, but the people that stick it out. I mean, you've been doing this, dude, honestly. I mean, how many years now? 20 plus
19,
years.
19 years. It'd be 20 in October.
Dude, 19 years. That's crazy. And
all my 20s and 30s gone.
You started in school, but like before that though, like you never trained. Like we were playing ball, we were playing pickup games, you were playing all that stuff, but you were still doing everything. So you had the moves already. Was it easy for you to transition when you did go to school?
It wasn't easy because, you know what I mean? You got to learn the right way to do things. When we were doing it in the backyard, it was just, all right, I'm going to throw you and hopefully you don't break nothing because I don't want your mother to yell at me. You know what I mean? Or tell my mom.
And you know how my mom is too, so forget
it. Yeah, she calls my Puerto Rican mother and she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? To me, it was actually kind of hard to learn all that stuff. Because I wasn't interested in the moves. I was interested in why we do things. You know what I mean? I was interested in the story aspect of everything. That's what I wanted to learn more than the moves. Because to me, I was like, I used to suplex my friends. You know what I mean? But again, through the years, you got to learn how to do the things. You know what I mean? Without killing somebody.
And you sit, dude, the thing is that you're so incredible on the mic. And people are, again, like I tell you, people tell me all the time, it's like, dude, he's the best. He's the best. And I'm like, if you know Eddie, he's never stopped doing. This has been who he is. So it's like, what built you to this character? How did you become this character? What did it's always you, but like, did something change at all recently that like you kind of felt you had to tweak something at all, or no?
No, this is me at 17. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
This is me at 17 years old, just turned up 1,000 notches. You know what I mean? And you remember me? I used to get into a lot of fights because I would scream and yell and stand up for people and also not stand up for people, be an idiot too. You know what I mean? I was up and down. I was an angry kid, but no, it's just me at 17 turned up 1,000 notches. You know what I mean? That's all it really is.
You wrestling with packed arenas, and now with not so packed arenas, but now we're going back to packed arenas.
Yeah.
Give me
Give
me the the feeling, the ins and outs, the difficulty of pulling off promos while there is no one in the audience.
The thing with me was I just try to talk to the people that are at home. So there's not people in the crowd. So I would just stare at the camera and try to talk to the people at home who are watching. So that's how I kept my mental still going. You know what I mean? And that's why it wasn't hard for me, because I was just like, well, there's people at home watching. You know what I mean? Awesome. Same thing with performing in the ring. I'm trying to win a match. I'm trying to fight. So the people at home have to get that. So, you know what I mean? I'm a little anxious for the live crowd there, because it's the first time in God knows how long. You know what I mean?
Dude, so we've watched, I mean, dude, I know you're a big Knicks fan. So you watched the packed.
We took game 2, baby.
You saw the energy from the crowd, and it changes things, dude. It does. Yeah. Like we watch UFC fights too. It actually changes the outcome of the fights because of the energy from the crowd. You said you're nervous about that. Like, what could change just how you guys do moves, just how you guys interact with each other in the ring?
I get a little crazier when there's people. You know what I mean? Certain things may happen that, aren't supposed to. But again, I'll ask for forgiveness after. Let me flow. Let me flow. Well, let me feel the people. Let me feel the electricity. If something goes a little haywire or I bust you open, I'll apologize later. And you can try to bust me open back. It's not a big deal.
It's amazing because you sell so well. But the AEW Revolution, the botched explosion, you got to tell me, because everyone wants to know what happened. You still sold it. You still took it. You still sold it. And it was incredible. Tell me about that, dude.
All right. Well, hopefully I don't stall out while saying this. I'm still watching my Wi-Fi levels here on this little Android thing. So yeah, when the thing happened, this is what I heard. That's what I heard in my head mentally. And I was so pissed, so mad. But thank God for John, because he was making me laugh. And then he was like, and then he also said, we got this. Don't worry. We got this. Don't worry. I said, okay. And, John's a close friend of mine. And you know how it is to try to keep me calm, Pete. You know how it is. So he kept me calm, and we just figured, all right, Wednesday's another one, and we'll fucking explain it then. And then my explanation was basically what happened to me when I was younger, where it wasn't jail I was in a place called Daytop, like a secondary school.
Right.
After I got kicked out of all these high schools. And they were going to send me away to like one of their things upstate where you're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? And I had a panic attack because I was worried. Like the day going in, I had legit had a panic attack. And so I said, you know what? Let me use that. Let me take my real life and put it into the promo of why I sold it or why did I pass out. I had a panic attack. What do you want? I thought the shit was going to fucking explode and I thought I wasn't going to hear. I thought my friend was hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, that was just the only way to explain it. We had to lean into it and shit happens, man. But fuck it. We moved on. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Yeah.
No. Like people make fun of it still, and I laugh at it now. Because I go, that means you saw it.
Yeah, dude. And that's what I said. There's never like a bad headline. I don't care. And what you guys are doing, what AEW is doing is incredible because again, it really is. It's like you always talk about families. You always hear about like other stories, WWE, how difficult it is, how hard it is. But I feel like AEW really is just the talent you guys are getting. You got Taz, Jim Ross. You get all these people that are just coming over. It's like something's happened. Something's special right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we're trying to change it up. You know what I mean? Before this whole thing with the Bucks, I've known the Bucks for years, and they've always had that outlaw spirit. You know what I mean? Just like I've had the outlaw spirit, Mox has had the outlaw spirit, Kenny Omega. We want to do things our way and not the way that has been done before where guys like me or the Bucks or Kenny wouldn't be even looked at because we're not conventional, I guess you could say. Like right. I'm not walking around with six-pack abs and huge shoulders and barely being able to move in the ring. You know what I mean? No, I'm me. This is who I am. Yeah, I go to the gym like me and you talked about. I did Muay Thai this morning. My feet are killing me because they blocked it with an elbow. I got to ice them. But we're athletes. Just because we may not look what a 70-year-old man may think we're supposed to look like, doesn't mean we're not athletes. You know what I mean? And I've seen, and you know this, Pete, I've seen a lot of jacked up dudes who can't even squash a fruit in the fruit fight. You know what I mean? You see me fight a lot of these guys that were just jacked up. You know what I'm saying? And you smack them in the face and they're like, So you can't judge a book by its cover. And that's what AEW is. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody, man. It's for the outlaw people. It's for the people who are tired of the same shit. That's it. And I'm not knocking the competition because I want the competition to do well. Because when, I'll tell you right now, WWE does well, AEW is going to do well. And vice versa. The independents do well because of all that. Everything starts at the top. So the two top places, if they do well, everything else will.
Well,
and that's what I want.
And I feel like you guys, especially at AEW, you guys know where you came from. You'll never forget that. It's a hard road, dude. 19 years, man. That's fucking legit. That's time spent, man. You know, so you're there. You'll never forget. Eddie Kingston again join us right now. I want to get into just your passion for the local teams, the Knicks, the Yankees. Give me how you feel right now, dude. You rock. You saw how the Knicks rocked the house the other day. How do you feel about the series with the Hawks?
All I know is we got to go to Atlanta and shut it down. And I'm talking about we got to do bully ball. I'm talking about no easy layups because look, I may not like the dude, but that dude Trey, man, he is so good.
I know.
By getting in the hole and driving in, and next thing you know, he's getting that easy layup, and you're like, how did he do that? We got to knock him down, man. As soon as they get into the paint, knock him down, take the foul. Okay, bring it back, Oakley Mason style. You know what I mean? My man Randall, my man, Butler, D Rose. What's up, my man D Rose?
Dude, he looked so good yesterday. He looked so good.
It's insane. He's a fact, man. Age don't mean shit. If you work hard, it don't mean nothing.
I do worry that he's going to tire out. I mean, again, it's pressing. He's not used to those type of minutes, or especially in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you don't want to grind him down, but there's nobody else to play.
No, there's no one who could play that style of defense. I like Peyton, but he's not going to be playing that style of defense that D Rose plays. No. You know what I mean? And there's no knock to him, but we need D Rose out there. We may have to cut some minutes, maybe, but we got to get out there.
No question. But you feel confident about the series. You feel good. I mean, they were able to stop. If they were able to stop Trae Young just from going to his right, they would have hit overtime in game one. Let's be serious. Yeah. So they're feeling their oats now. The second half was incredible. You feel good about the series?
I never feel good. It's the Knicks. I love them, but I'll never feel good. You got to remember, too, we're 90s kids, man. So we've seen the Knicks go to the finals and lose. We've seen Reggie Miller ruin our lives.
Over and over, yeah.
Over and over again. We've seen the Heat ruin our lives, and that was before LeBron went there, folks. Trust me, the Knicks and the Heat have been having problems for years. But we've been there. You know what I mean? I just want to enjoy it. I don't think they're going to win the finals. I don't even know if they're going to get past this series. But guess what? I want to thank all the Knicks players just because they're giving me, like, a time of my life. And all the Knicks fans, times of their lives right now.
Well, you like the gritty. It's a gritty team. It's not this like superstar driven team. It's like it was unexpected. So it's a different type of style. It's like you didn't go trade for Melo. He come in and like, okay, yes, we're in the playoffs. Great. No, this is a Julius Randle who you thought was going to be traded before the deadline. And now it's like, this guy, we might have to sign this guy to an extension.
Yeah. But that's New York. And that's the way of our teams have always been. We always liked our teams gritty, not flashy. You know what I mean? Especially with basketball. You know what I mean? Yeah. We never wanted the flashy players like John Starks, Patrick Ewing, you know what I mean? And then go back to before we were born. Well, Walt Frazier was probably the only flashy player that they've ever really had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one out of how many years? You know what I mean?
I know, man, dude. I mean, listen, unless you're the Yankees, dude, because I know you're a big Yankee fan. You had the flashiness, but again, that was the core. You built the core, and then the flashiness came its way.
With the core team, people forget. You know what I mean? The core team was Jeter, who was in our minor league system. Rivera, same thing. Bernie Williams, same thing. Posada, same thing. So our core was from our farm system. And then we just added pieces. And it's also not our fault that we got that money to spend. Don't blame us. Blame your city. Blame your city.
You cocky motherfucker, dude. Yo, so listen, I've been into MMA now for a very long time. I don't fight it. I just talk it. I watch it. I love it. Who is the best MMA personality right now to you? For someone who is the best on the mic right now, who is the best MMA personality out there?
Oh, it got to be Conor McGregor, right? He draws the most money.
Yeah.
You got to be honest. The dude can lose 3 fights, talk a little bit of shit, and get what? A whole place jam-packed and rocking and rolling to either see him get his ass kicked or see him win. That's perfect. Conor McGregor took what pro wrestling does and brought it to UFC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So personality-wise, yeah, he's the best. I got to say the best fighter, I hate to admit it, it's Usman.
Really?
Yeah, because I wanted my man, Jorge's my man. He does things for the hood, so you know I'm gonna love him for that. But I wanted Jorge to win. I was there. It broke my heart. It really did break my heart. But you got to give it to Usman, man. First, you thought he was just a wrestler. And then he comes back with that jab, and you're like, oh, all he got is a jab. And then there he goes with that too, that straight. And he's just getting better.
I know. Dude, I feel like I don't want to take anything away from it at all, but I don't know if Jorge was 100% going to that fight. He if you heard him on the mic beforehand, he was looked like sounded a bit under the weather, but maybe there's just a bad weight cut. I'm not sure. I don't want to take anything away from him, but definitely he clocked him. Jorge wasn't expected, and he'll never admit to it too. He's Masvidal is Masvidal. You put Colby Covington against Kamaru Usman for a second time around. Is it the same fight we saw the first time or no?
I think it's going to be a banger, but I think one of them's going to shoot.
Really?
One of them's going to have to shoot in. One of them's going to have to, because we already saw them both standing up. You know what I mean? And they both seen it, and now they're both thinking, oh, he's going to do the same thing, so I'm going to shoot. Or Colby could be thinking the same thing. This is mixed martial arts, folks. This is not boxing where you just use your hands. You know what I mean? We can use all 8 limbs and then take you down and submit, you know, or ground and pound. I think I would definitely see, I think if Colby gets, I can see Colby maybe getting into a little bit of trouble and maybe the second round and then trying to shoot, and then Lord knows what happens there.
Yeah, I can't imagine Kamaru being on his back. I've never seen it, but it's not going to happen.
He did, look what he did to Woodley, who was dominant.
I know. But
he held him down the whole fight, just out wrestled him and out grappled him.
And you see how Woodley too, man, dude, he has looked terrible since then. You know, I mean, he had those really good fights prior, but Usman put a number on him, killed all his confidence.
Confidence, and then, you know what I mean, age. And MMA, it's a very short window. It's a very short window for a guy to have that huge run. You know what I mean? And then when he gets it and he gets off that run, we've seen it with a lot of champions. Once they lose the title, a lot of them don't go back to it. You know what I mean? Unless you're Randy Couture, but he's a freak of nature.
Guy's a beast, man. I love that.
Yeah,
dude.
He's a freak. He's a freak.
I could talk to that guy for hours, man. I had him here once for like 45 minutes. I'm like, dude, I barely talked to you. There's so many things I want to dive into that brain of his, the people that he's fought, his game plans, dude, just like everything, man. He's that incredible. But you know, we talk about the fact that Colby, Usman, great fight, but Colby really loves the pro wrestling. Like that's where his personality comes from too.
Yeah,
the trash talking. Which, by the way, I've met the guy. He's actually a nice guy.
I met him at Impact, sweetheart of a guy. He definitely took what we do in wrestling and took it to a new level. You know what I mean? He's made money off it. Come on, give the guy some. Gotta give him some credit.
He was worried about getting kicked out. He said he's like, dude, like they thought he was a boring fighter. He was a wrestler, you know. And you realize too. You watch the UFC fights, it's the wrestlers don't get as much love because like, oh, it's boring, it's the ground game, which is I think a huge part of the chess match. You need it. But he was afraid of getting kicked out, so he put this and he always loved pro wrestling, so he put that personality in there and it skyrocketed him now.
Yeah, now look at him. Now again, just like in pro wrestling, you either want to see me get my ass kicked or you want to see me kick somebody's ass. That's how I draw you in, and that's what they're doing.
Do you see Colby, like we've talked about, you know, Connor being like the taking the pro wrestling approach. We've seen Ronda Rousey do it. Do you see Colby? I know he said he wants to do it, but can he pull it off in pro wrestling?
Yeah, because you got to remember, these guys are athletes already. You know what I mean? And you got to be an athlete to be a pro wrestler. I don't care what anyone says, you know?
Yeah, but don't you have to change up your style too? Because again, it's like obviously it's the same move, similar moves like that, but it's a different intent. You know, now you're selling it rather than really going out there.
You're not trying to kill the guy. That's the only thing these guys really have to learn, and that's going to take them a while, because I've known a lot of MMA guys who've come through schools and stuff, and they're, especially wrestlers, they're so like just vicious and getting in on you. And then you just slow them down. You tell them, hey, man, this is how we do it here, and you try to help them out. You know what I mean? But because of their background, it'll be easier for them to get like the cardio stuff or all that other stuff. But I tell you right now, I think it's funny. Once they feel the ring or the ropes, once they fall, they go, oh, I go, yeah. Yeah, it's not as fake as you thought, right? Huh?
It doesn't feel so nice. No, it's not.
It makes me feel great. I get my ego pops up. I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know what I mean?
Because seriously, dude, you go out there, you put your life on the line every time. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You put yourself there. When you obviously the rush or the fight afterwards, the adrenaline comes down. How injured are you? Is it a days it take for you to get back, you know, to process things, or is it like what's the body? Are you sitting there with just iced out, dude?
Now, yeah. I have ice on my shoulders. I have a joint in my mouth, and then I try to watch my weight. I have a Coors Light next to me. That's my routine after every match. Get the ice on my shoulders wrapped up. Fucking go to where I gotta go, grab my joint, and then grab me a beer, and I'm good to go.
How long do you think you'll see yourself doing this for?
Well, now that I'm making a little bit of money, and I can go to these Cairo chambers, and I bought myself a little mini portable sauna, and I bought myself like a mini portable ice bath. But I say another 10.
That's awesome. That's amazing,
I definitely, with all this technology now and the gun gimmick and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like
the suction cups and shit like that.
Yeah, I do that. I did that the other day. And the guy went, oh man, you're really tight right here in your back. I go, yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. You know?
Dude, do you miss New York at all? Do you miss the people?
Every day. I miss the smell. I miss the concrete. You know what I mean? I miss the people. You know, it's a different thing, man. Like, you have to be born in New York to feel that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I guess, like any other neighborhood, you know what I mean? But New York, man, is New York. Everything starts and ends in New York, you know? Dude, that's the cockiness in me, though, you know?
I feel it too, dude. I feel it too. Do you, when you come back for events, is it a party? Are you trying to make time to see your family, your people, your friends? Like what you do?
Yeah, I definitely try to see certain people who I consider my family. You know what I mean? It's always got to see my mother and father. You know what I mean? Always. And I try to connect with as many people as I can before I gotta, hit the road. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's got to be tough, man, because I feel like you were such again, growing up, you were like a popular guy. You were somebody that was always, everyone always wanted to be friends with you and stuff like that. And it's got, now that you're at that level, I think you froze again. I think he froze. It's a beautiful picture though, Eddie.
I can hear you though. Damn it. There we go. Am I back? I can hear you though. What you said was it got to be hard. To come back home and all that.
Yeah,
try to see everybody.
It is. And again, like the personality that I remember, like, again, you're the type of guy where everyone did want to be around, dude. You were that friendly, badass motherfucker that everyone wanted to be around. So it's got to be tough to come back here and know that you're still wanted, dude.
It's a good feeling. You know what I mean? And like I told you before, man, knowing that home got my back, that's all I care about. Like, I love the wrestling fans, but if Yonkers and New York has my back, like, I feel like good. If I can represent New York well, especially Yonkers, then I'm good.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? It's you and DMX, bro.
Yeah, what's up? And the Locks. You can't forget the Locks. What up?
And the Locks.
You know what I mean?
Eddie, listen, promoting this Sunday pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. Tell me about this match. Tell me about the fight that's going to go on between you and Johnny Moxley and the Young Bucks.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to try to work you or all this stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, Pete. I'm going to fuck those boys up. You know what I mean? Don't get it wrong. I like them, but I'm going to fuck these boys up. I'm going to show them something really different. And I'm not knocking people who do flips and super kicks. I'm not, because I can't do it. So I'll never knock anything I can't do. But I know I can fight, and I know I hit hard, and I know I can take shots. So I'm going to fuck these boys up. That's really it. That's it. Sunday, win or lose, I'm fucking these boys up. They're going to feel it.
Oh, let's go, dude. I can't wait. Listen, Eddie, you're the fucking man. I love you. Please keep in touch. Good luck with everything the rest of the way, man. Honestly, you're the best.
Thank you, Pete. I love you. Tell your family I said what up. Tell Aunt I said what up. Please, man. Love all you guys. Miss all you guys. Thank you guys for even watching me, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate all of you, man. I appreciate home.
Eddie, I love you, man. Be safe and we'll be in touch, man. Dude, you're the best. Later, man.
Later, bud.